Hello everyone, we're on the Kia K4 and it is snowing out here. We have some Kumo tires on here, obviously front wheel drive. We're in the GT line, so we have our IVT, CVT gearbox, as well as a 2-liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder around 140-ish horsepower. So yeah, let's see how it does in the snow. We don't really have much in terms of snow aids or anything like that, but I think the traction management of this car and these tires are actually do a decent job in some light snow. We have about like an inch-ish on the ground right now, but it's rapidly accumulating, as you guys can see. We do have easy access to our defrosters and heated seats. No heated steering wheel though, but this car is pretty capable, I would say, in the snow. So that's not too bad. And our backup camera still is pretty functional even in the snow. There's no cleaning button, but I think it gets the job pretty done well. And as you can see in this car, foot is still floor right now, but it was cutting all of that power because it senses slippage of the front wheel. So let's see what happens when you turn off traction and stability control. Disabled, floor it. It definitely lets you put more power to the ground. So it does definitely reduce that traction management system kind of cutting back power from this system here. So that's good to know, actually. So if you are in some stickier snow situations, this actually might be a little more beneficial for you to use to get out of it. Coming onto the road in snow, having some traction slip, but pretty confident. The steering is very direct in this car. It makes it pretty easy to point where you need to go. Lights quite bright, also really nice, and it's really quiet in here in the snow. You can kind of hear just the road around you kind of reverberating around us, because of course it is very snowy out. Road conditions aren't pretty good, but this car handles it quite well. It doesn't feel out of place actually just driving around, even on this like very packed road we have right now. Yeah, it's not too bad. Now, of course, in these conditions you do always have to be careful. It's going to be slippery and coming to a stop, but these brakes seem to be doing quite well of a job as themselves. Short braking test right here. So you are skidding, ABS kicking in. Not too bad, not too bad. Comes to a stop. I think the grip coming off of these tires is definitely helping come to a stop pretty well, but it doesn't feel like it's losing any sort of tail action back there, which is definitely a good sign. Even brake application, even in some slippery or snow conditions. So let me check out for traffic really quick. Head back out onto the road. Now, trying to accelerate here, you're going to notice some traction loss, and also it's reducing power as we still have stability and traction management on, but it finds that power and traction really quickly. I found in this car, so I think it does a pretty good job there. You don't have any sort of snow modes though. It's just normal and sport. They definitely could have tuned some sort of snow wet mode. Some other front wheel drive vehicles or even rear wheel drive vehicles do offer that as a setting, but it's doing pretty good out here, I would say. Now, obviously, once it gets a little more thicker than this, you're definitely going to want to either have a vehicle that's a little bit more capable in the snow. I think front-wheel drive becomes a little bit limited in these scenarios, but for light snow usages, I don't think the K4 is that bad whatsoever. If you're used to this kind of driving experience in another vehicle or another Kia or other front-wheel drive or two-wheel drive vehicle product, I think you'll be totally comfortable driving this in the snow as well. And of course, if you really want even more additional traction, you can throw on some winter tires as well, and that definitely would keep you a little more planted on the road in terms of just stopping and going traction situations. Let's turn off our interior light for a second to see what our illumination looks like in here. Nice and bright from Apple CarPlay. The other thing about this vehicle you do want to be cautious with in some kind of snow environments is ground clearance. We don't have the most amount of ground clearance in this vehicle. It's pretty low to the ground, so keep that in mind if you're coming to like a parking lot and there's a lot of like snow mounds somewhere. That could be something you may want to take into consideration. Just being a little more cautious about that. And obviously just driving around, you don't want to be plowing through snow. Let's come to a stop here. Pretty nice and linear, not pressing too hard on the brake, stepping harder, ABS kicking in there, but no issues whatsoever there. See, it's fighting to find some grip here, and I found it really, really quickly. Not too bad. But this just traction and stability system is quite on the more safe side. It's not going to just let you spin the tires until you are like sideways. It wants to keep you a little more straight and stable on the road. So I'm pretty appreciative that it is there. But obviously, like I mentioned, you can turn off that button there to get the slip when you do need it, which could be happening in some situations if you really need to get out of a sticky snow situation. Okay guys, well, if you enjoyed this quick POV snow drive in the all-new Kia K4, I think it did a pretty good job for a entry-level front-wheel drive vehicle. As we say that, we come to a stop and almost got stuck. Oh, no, there we go. Awesome. Anyways, guys, thank you guys for watching, and stay tuned for more coming on Allcarnews. Cheers.